Welcome to Math TV with Professor V. In this video, we're going to work through several examples using the limit definition with a Riemann sum to evaluate definite integrals. All right. If you need the introductory lecture video, I'll link it here in the top right. Just give it a little click. But otherwise, I'm going to jump in and just work through some problems so that you guys can become professional at this. So you're always given a function and an interval. In this case, we have a nice little linear function. I thought I'd start off relaxing. F of x is 4x plus 4. And then the interval is from 0 to 3. So that's a and b. A is 0, b is 3. And you just got to remember the process. I always use right-hand endpoints for this process because it's easier, in my opinion. So step one, you find delta x. Delta x is b minus a over n. In this case, that's going to be 3 minus 0 over n, or 3 over n. Good. That's step one. Step two, you find x sub I. If you're doing right endpoints, that's a plus I delta x. You can always do right endpoints. It will always work, as long as your function's integrable. So a in this case is 0 plus I times delta x, which is 3 over n. So this is just 3i over n. And then step three, find f of x sub I. So f of x is 4x plus 4. That's going to be 4 times 3i over n plus 4. So this is 12i over n plus 4. That's it. Now put it all together. You do have to memorize the formula to compute the area under the curve, taking the limit of a Riemann sum. So here's how I think about it, okay? When you set it up initially and you're doing a finite number of rectangles, the area is given by base times height. Delta x is your base for each of the rectangles. F of x sub I is the height. So when you get area of a rectangle, you multiply base times height. So you have 12i over n plus 4 times the base, which is 3 over n. And then I think, well, that's the area of one triangle. I want to add up n triangles. So go I equals 1 to n. And then we know the more triangles, the merrier, because the error goes down. So I would love infinitely many triangles, so error goes to 0. So that's why we add on limit as n goes to infinity. Okay? So basically the main idea, if you need a recap, you have limit, n goes to infinity, sum I equals 1 to n. It's always f of x sub I times delta x. This is base. This is height. This means add them up, and this means we want no error. Okay, good. Now I have the summation formulas here for you to reference. Just check with your instructor. You might need to memorize them, or maybe they're going to give them to you. I don't know your teacher, so I can't tell you. But anyways, there they are. So let's start cleaning up. First thing, just distribute that delta x, so the 3 over n, to the terms here, and keep writing everything every step of the way. Don't get lazy, don't get sloppy. Limit, n goes to infinity, sum I equals 1 to n. This is going to be 36 over n squared times I plus 12 over n. All right, beautiful. What do you do from here? You distribute the sigma, so we have limit n goes to infinity, and I'm going to write this as sum I equals 1 to n, 36 over n squared I plus sum I equals 1 to n, 12 over n. All right, beautiful. Now this is where those summation formulas come in. Notice here, I can rewrite this off to the side. We're summing over I, okay? So 36 over n squared is a constant. I can take it out of the sigma, and then you have I equals 1 to n and just I left over, right? You see what I did? I just pulled this outside in the front. And then we have a summation formula up above for what the sum is from I equals 1 to n. Where is it? It's right here. N times n plus 1 over 2. So you get rid of the sum, I equals 1 to n of I, and replace it with n times n plus 1 over 2. The 36 over n squared stays though. So you've got limit, n goes to infinity, 36 over n squared times n plus 1 over 2. Okay, so this stayed. Let me color code. Here it is. And then this whole sum right here gets replaced with n times n plus 1 over 2. Can you see it? All right, you don't need to show this step here of pulling out the 36 over n squared every single time. Hopefully, you know, when you do enough of these, you'll just look, oh, it's I to the first, get rid of the sigma and the I with this formula. Okay, good. Plus, now look at the next one. It might feel a little strange because you're like, 12 over n, okay, cool. There's no i's in here, right? There's no i's in this expression that we're summing. So I squared, I cubed. If there's no i's, that means you're summing a constant from I equals 1 to n. So you take the constant and you multiply by n. That's it. So what was my constant here? My constant was 12 over n. So 12 over n just gets multiplied by n when you get rid of the sigma. That's my constant C right there. Okay? Good. Now how to take this limit. I'm actually going to do it a different way than I did in the video lecture. I think it's a little cooler. Okay? So what we're going to do is cancel first term by term. So limit n goes to infinity. 36 over 2, that can cancel. This is 18. And then this n cancels with one of the n's down there. So I have 18 times n plus 1 over n plus just 12, right? The n's cancel there. And if I distribute, this is 18n plus 18 all over n. So I can write this as the limit as n goes to infinity, 18n over n plus 18 over n plus 12. And then here the n's cancel. As n goes to infinity, 18 over n, that's going to approach 0. So all I'm left with is 18 plus 12, which is 30. Good. So that's the answer, 30. Okay, give it a minute, marinate on it, and then let's do another example. Okay, a little spicier. You can handle it. Here we go. If you would like access to the entire video, then feel free to sign up for my Patreon. If you just join for the $9.99 a month Star Pupil package, then you'll get access to this exclusive content, extra worksheets, solutions, etc. If you want to be a superstar and request videos just for you patrons, then you can join for $49.99 a month and be a superstar pupil. Thanks for all your support, guys.